Detroit Smash!
Yo, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're getting back to some more Gigantimax Pokemon Battle Royale, but this time it's the explain video. So you guys know last time I think I did the baby one. I believe I did. And I did the Mega Evolution. The Mega Evolution one to this date, both of them are still my most viewed videos to this day. So I'm really excited to watch this, and I'm excited to see how this one will end up. Because, you know, I don't know. But yeah, let's get into the explanation video, because I want to know how the fuck Lapras how Lapras won. I want to know the explanation, and I want to know why he beat Urshifu Rapid Strike. I'm just butthurt that it beat Urshifu, because I love Urshifu. I love both forms. I like the single strike more, but I love both of them, okay?
Whoa, have you seen that Gigantimax Battle Royale animation by Terminal Montage?
That I helped,
Yes.
right?
Well, if not, do yourself a favor.
And I raised the speed to 1.25 just because I don't have that much time. I got work in a few hours, so.
And watch that
and I
first
want to
link in
get
the
this
description
edited
and up
out
here.
and
It's
sent
way
out.
better than this video. But hey, I'm Lockstin, and I'm cool. Trust me, I've worked with Terminal Montage. I've watched a Scott the Woz video, and that's like 2 out of 3 cool. Now all I need to do is get over myself. So, in this video, I'm going to explain what happened and perhaps why. And I say perhaps here because figuring out how this particular Battle Royale should play out wasn't as straightforward this time around. With regular Pokemon, baby Pokemon, and legendary Pokemon, there are a lot of Pokédex entries and games and episodes and cards to go off of. And even though Mega Pokemon only had...
And here's the thing, Gigantamax, they're only in one game, and there's not that much data that we know. Because at least Mega Evolution, they had 2 generations. Because I'm pretty sure Sun and Moon, they had their own Dex entries as well. And obviously they were different from Gen 6.
Couple, for the most part, they are just the same Pokemon, but more, and in excruciating pain. And I suppose Gigantamax is also just kind of more of them, but like a lot more. But there are conflicting bits of evidence about whether they are actually the size of this, or if it's all a magical illusion of sorts.
Oh yeah, because I think they're holograms.
Wavy. Biologically speaking, there's no way something alive can be that big. And yeah, years later, I still think it's a silly gimmick, but let's get into it. The simulation begins.
Oh, most Kaijus are real.
The source of Dynamax energy, though it itself is not a Gigantamax Pokemon. It is a Eternamax one, so it doesn't take part in the actual battle. But it does make sure to distribute energy evenly to all Pokemon who deserve a Gigantamax form. Except for these ones. That's the joke. They really should have gotten them. They deserve it. Now, Leon's Gigantamax Charizard seems particularly aggressive and powerful, and to prove it here, it's burning at 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit, which goes even higher when it roars, and it's melting buildings and trying to melt all these Melton, who are all over the city because of Pokemon Go Pokestops being all over the city, and the Melton helplessly run to Lapras's back for protection, as Lapras are incredibly caring and loving, and when Gigantamax, the Pokedex states over 5,000 people can ride on it at once, and it's a perfectly comfortable ride. So of course, Lapras wants to help get the little Melton to safety. Gigantamax Lapras is all about that Aurora Veil, a protective shield that reduces the damage done to it, and it already is a pretty beefy Pokemon. Here, the shield protects it from even Charizard's fire. The Melton realize, though, that their soft bodies are
and that's only neutral damage.
Meanwhile, a very long cat Meowth ruins the economy with its signature move, Gold Rush, which creates up to 99,999 Pokédollars worth of Meowth coins. It's just payday but bigger. But hey, that's a lot of gold! And the perfect time for Melton to combine into Melmetal, who then Gigantamaxes due to all of the Dynamax energy all over the place. And it just absorbs all of the gold into its body. That's what they do. Absorb other metals. In this case, it's now becoming a gold-mercury amalgam, or a gold-tantalum alloy, depending on what Melmetal really is. We have a few videos about that, actually. Poor Meowth, though.
I'm pretty sure it's just mercury.
The not-so-lucky cat is so up there and clumsy that it's just a big target. It's no wonder that it's the first to go. It gets sniped by Gigantamax Inteleon, who, itself, isn't much bigger. But it now sits atop a tower that is its giant tail, and it snipes with a water sniper rifle. Meanwhile,
it has a gun.
Ground shake, and it uses
it plays a lot of Call of Duty.
Snooze on a Snorlax. Maybe this ogre troll isn't the most intelligent. This changes almost nothing for Snorlax, who is always sleeping and is always hungry, eating 880 pounds of food per day, and that's before it Gigantamaxes. So of course, when it sees Alchemy, who is Cake, Snorlax needs to try to eat her out of existence. Too bad, she's too far.
It reminds me of the Sableye and the Diancie.
But what is she doing? Why, throwing her 100,000 kilocalorie
There's always a
cake
Pokemon that
missiles
wants
at a
to
bird,
eat one
of course.
another.
No wonder Snorlax is interested. But that bird's name? No, it's Reginald. Reginald the Corviknight, who, as you see behind it, whips up hurricane-like winds as it flies about. And it's surrounded by up to 8 blade birds, which are independent feathers that attack others, like fighter jets. Somehow. Hand-wavy gigantic...
Reminds me of, what's his name, Hawks from My Hero with his like feathers.
So magic. Well, the poor bird is also busy dodging shots fired from Gigantimax Blastoise, who quite literally is a battleship war fort now. So it's like a cool aircraft.
And I guess they have squirrels now aiming the cannons
birds instead of aircraft. Meanwhile, Venusaur swings around two thick vines. If these vines slammed into a 10-story building, it could easily topple it. And that's a Pokedex quote. So
Yep.
kind of has to do that. Here's another Pokedex quote. Huge amounts of pollen burst from it with the force of a volcanic eruption. Breathing in too much of the pollen can cause fainting. So that's what it does after it gets slapped with a cake missile. Must be a gluten intolerance. Also, on Gigantamax Eevee doesn't have much going for it. It's fluffy and cute and fluffy and big.
That's why I'm glad it was
it's an easy
dead.
target for whoever. In this case, Orbeetle, who is quite literally a UFO now. So Gigantamax Cinderace has only a slightly larger body. Most of the Gigantamax energy goes into its ball, which is now 300 feet in diameter exactly, and is infused with Cinderace's spirit, acting almost like it has a will of its own. Thus, it never misses. And it also roasts.
I forgot about that part.
That
I just watched this.
To a perfect shot right through Alchemy, who normally is able to withstand hard blows like this due to its cakey cake legs, but cream melts and cakes burn, and Venusaur is on fire now.
Yep.
Good thing Corviknight is agile and dodges Cinderace's ball though, but remember, it never misses. So it turns around. The Pokedex specifies for us that Snorlax is one of the biggest of the Gigantamax mons, stating it is the size of a mountain. The Pokedex also specifies that Kaparaja can change the landscape and level mountains with its trunk.
Wow.
And being bred to be friendly construction equipment that loves to work, it would certainly go right for a mon that looks like an out-of-place hill or mountain that should be flattened. So Snorlax is like a big Katamari ball, rolling around, picking up everything it can. It squishes Cinderace because, again, its actual body is not much bigger, and Snorlax finally gets to eat Alchemy. So Blastoise is a battleship, right? Well, Dreadnought is too. In fact, it's the Dreadnought, as well as an early ironclad warship. The whole deal with those is that they were able to ram into the sides of other warships and completely destroy them, while it remains okay.
Explains.
So breaks Blastoise. And the very narrow, flat, and short-legged
Explains why I won.
gets knocked over and can't get up after a surprise attack from Sandaconda. And then, being copper, gets absorbed by Melmetal. So Sandaconda has a shotgun blunderbuss snout, and now it holds a literal 1,000,000 tons of sand in its body that it shoots out of there, with such speed and power that it can pulverize a skyscraper. So when the pollen starts making it sneeze,
Sandaconda is a weird Pokemon to give a Gigantamax, but I respect it.
But you know what's great about swirling sand? If you make it hot, you start to get glass. So here's Centiskorch, who, when attacking,
At first, when I was first watching this, I thought it was what's it called? I thought it was getting frozen for some reason. I thought it was Lapras.
Heater coil. And here's Colossal, who's both a coal mine and a coal furnace. Here's the thing though, Centiskorch is only 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit and is fire bug type. Colossal, 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit and fire rock. So clearly, there's an advantage there, both in temperature and that 4 times weakness to rock that Centiskorch has. So it has no chance against Max Rockfall.
Oh, hell no.
Does have a disadvantage when against the other tanky rock type.
Especially with its stab.
It's way over there. It's fine. So I didn't know that Dreadnought could do that until the anime did it. And it's hilarious, right? Also,
oh yeah, big time.
Dreadnought's signature G-Max move is Stone Surge, which blasts water so hard it destroys the surrounding ground and rocks and forms stealth rocks. So broken rock shards all over the place. Perfect for blasting right through Colossal. Oh,
yeah,
here's
true.
The ape. Gigantamax Rillaboom, like the other starters, isn't much bigger itself. Rather, its accessories are bigger. In this.
Yeah, why do they do that with Gigantamax Galar starters? They didn't change their body, but their accessories got bigger, like drums, its tail, and the fireball.
It has an entire drum set made out of trees that it uses to control giant tree roots underground with music.
I wonder if you'll explain why.
Here to restrain Colossal and shove a tree in its mouth. King Kong versus Gorilla stuff. King Kong versus Godzilla style. Dreadnought is also an alligator snapping turtle, though, so it's no big deal. And what's this? Godzilla? No. Tyranitar's arch nemesis? No. Duraludon? This whole scene plays out exactly like the King Kong and Godzilla fight against Mechagodzilla. But oh no! Without the drum set, Gigantamax Rillaboom isn't much different from regular Rillaboom, so he does the monkey. But no, don't shoot the gorilla! Well, at least Inteleon gets what's coming to it. Big, tall, narrow tail tower. How perfectly snippable by Kingler, who has a bubble beard that makes it look a bit like Santa. According to the Pokedex, those bubbles are strongly alkaline, which is the opposite of acidic. But the fun fact is that anything too far in either direction will burn or melt things. Or you. So, any opponents hit by them will have their bodies quickly melted away, says
That's how Butterfree does.
Seeing as bubbles float and spread out all over the place, and Butterfree is a big floating slow target with highly sensitive wings, all it takes is a small burn and it goes down Mothra style.
Ha!
Pathetically. Elsewhere, Rapid-Style Urshifu has been dealing chip damage to the fat-as-heck Snorlax, whose G-Max move, Replenish, has a 50% chance of restoring any berries it's eaten already. Good old already eaten leftovers. Gross. So,
Ew.
this whole bit with Charizard. According to Gigantamax Gengar's Pokedex entries, rumor has it that its gigantic mouth leads not to its body, filled with cursed energy, but instead directly to the afterlife. And it lays traps, hoping to steal the lives of those it catches. If you stand in front of its mouth,
Oh, and yes, I realized
out to you.
the stadium in the
It's a common
background
approach
from
to
Smash
luring
Bros.
the living into traps by showing them illusionary things that they want, or a loved one calling out to them. Oh yes, Daddy, come here. I didn't die in a car crash. I'm just through this.
Oh, that's
door. I
fucked
wasn't
up.
Here a second ago. Please, I need a hug. And then they eat you. It's that, and Charizard it is. Quote, having gotten even friendlier and even more innocent, Eevee tries to play with everyone around. But also, Gigantamax energy upped the fluffiness of the fur around Eevee's neck. The fur will envelop a foe, capturing its body and captivating its mind. So it gives Gengar a fur ball, weakening it a bit, physically, and impairing its judgment a tad, making it attack Garbodor next.
This is what I want to know.
And even with regular Garbodor, the toxic liquid it launched...
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Garbodor has no loved ones.
Damn.
And even with regular Garbodor, the toxic liquid it launches from its right arm is so virulent that it can kill a weakened creature instantly. And the toxins will seep in all the way down to your bones. Gengar may have no weapons and is poison type itself, but Garbodor is so gross and it just willingly shoves itself into Gengar's mouth. So Gengar collapses in on itself. Like when you eat something super disgusting and sour, like, except you're a ghost, so it all goes in. Now remember earlier, Orbeetle crashed, so why are these Melton helping dig it up? Well, Orbeetle's whole thing is mind control, and when Gigantamaxed, if it were to utilize every bit of its power, it could control the minds of every living thing in the vicinity. Arguably though, not entire Gigantamax Pokemon, but little Pokemon? Sure. So it's mind controlling some of the Melton who snap out of it after it's free, and they go back to Melmetal later. Now, Flabble and Appleton, despite being two different Pokemon, have matching Gigantamax forms. The heck? So we used this opportunity to reference an episode of Neon Genesis Evangelion, where the two Evas have to match each other's moves absolutely perfectly in order to defeat this angel that looks a bit like Gigantamax Melmetal, wouldn't you say?
Hey,
so
kinda does.
Orb up acidic apple liquid onto it. It's organic acid, so Melmetal can't absorb it, and melts because it's easily meltable. It's in the name. Kingler snips Orbeetle in half because it can pulverize anything, but then it gets, by single strike, Urshifu.
Which actually works well because there is like a crab lobster monster in One Punch Man, and Saitama does kill it without using the One Punch because that was like his origin story.
These jokes write themselves. Oh look, Grimmsnarl is about to drill kick single Urshifu. These kicks are said to bore all the holes in Galar's terrain. But Galar is so beautiful. Why would you ruin it by putting giant holes in it? This makes Fat Pikachu aghast. So it shocks the Grimmy. And Gigantamax Pikachu honestly doesn't have, like, anything. It's fatter. And it shoots lightning. Ooh. Pikachu doesn't do that normally. That's really all it gets. But being so rotund, it loves the smell of those Applemon. Unfortunately, one of them gets crushed under a Blastoise thrown by Machamp. According to the Pokedex, Machamp once used its immeasurable strength to lift a large ship that was in trouble. It then carried the ship to port.
It explains why its Pokedex entry says that it can move mountains or crush mountains. I can't remember which one it was.
Blastoise is a ship of sorts here, so yeah, there you go. These jokes write themselves. So what's the deal with Hatterene this whole time? Well, she's been slowly having a meltdown. It hates when others feel strong emotion, and there's been a lot of that in this fight and all around it, and I imagine the people in the city aren't too thrilled about the second coming of the Darkest Day.
Explains why it was being traumatized, and explains why I killed half of the frickin' Pokemon.
Either. Gigantamax Hatterene is known to some as the Raging Goddess. This Pokemon can read the emotions of creatures over 30 miles away. The minute it senses hostility, it goes on the attack. So it
really?
launches out against the aghast Pikachu for being closest and feeling some strong emotions at the moment. Pika!
Oh, and it whipped it,
Then
I forgot.
Toxtricity does its big guitar smack, which is way too loud because that's its whole shtick. It's loud and obnoxious. And another Hatterene...
I mean, it's a punk rock.
If you are too loud around it, you risk being torn apart by the claws on its tentacle. It hates loud noises too, ain't that great? And that's what Toxtricity is all about. So, that, and all this chaos, sends Hatterene over the edge. She finally snaps anime mental breakdown style, and beams like lightning shoot from her tentacles, according to the Pokedex. Meanwhile, Machamp does that thing it always does, but to poor, fat, doughy Pikachu. And this Psycho Fairy Lightning is just smiting all of the Pokemon around it. Hatterene is very powerful, you see, but Machamp sees another opportunity. It throws yet another ship straight at Hatterene. Another detail here is that Machamp's fists glow hot with punchy power. Each punch is like a bomb explosion when Gigantamaxed. But now, it's chilled out, literally, from Lapras. And now, Rapid-style Urshifu gets to Dabu Dabu Dabu, the Dabu Dabu Dabber, gives Machamp a taste of its own medicine. And the final showdown is between Rapid-style Urshifu...
Okay, alright, this is where I want to know what the fuck was going on, because this was the biggest, like, what the fuck?
And Lapras. Why? Well, when it comes to the card game, both Urshifus are considered the best, highest top-tier VMAX cards that are actually based on Gigantamax Pokemon. There's some Calyrex VMAX cards and Dragapult VMAX cards that are also contenders for the best of the best, but they aren't Gigantamax Pokemon, so they're not being considered.
Yeah, there's Dynamax.
And Lapras is up there too, found in every top 10 list I could find, always S or A tier. So how about the lore? Well, in that case, Urshifu does get the legendary buff, but its whole story in the game is that there are mini Cubfu, and you need to train one of them because it kind of stinks right now, and like... In the anime, we do see an Urshifu one-punch a Regice, so there's that. Basically, it's a legendary Pokemon, so that's a plus, but it's kind of a not as important one. It's kind of lame, you know? Also, Lapras is specifically...
It's not a legendary Pokemon to where it helped change the world, but it's still up there with legendary.
Kind and caring, which doesn't make itself a big target. It's not actively looking for a fight or a challenge the whole time. It's in this battle royale the way both Urshifu would. Meaning, Urshifu is likely taking more damage over time as it's fighting multiple opponents. Lapras is kind of a camper. So now, how about the game specifically? Well, Rapid-style Gigantamax Urshifu does have a slightly higher stat total and a fighting type advantage over Lapras. However, Gigantamax Rapid-style Urshifu's most powerful signature move is Water type, which Lapras resists. On top of this, in the competitive meta that allows Gigantamax Pokemon for some reason, Gigantamax Lapras is generally believed to be the most powerful and useful of all of the Gigantamax Pokemon. The toppest of top tiers, only knocked down slightly after the introduction of Urshifu. You'll see why in a moment. But Gigantamax Lapras is Ice-type, which is great at killing the powerful dragons, and it's pretty tanky, even before Gigantamaxing, which makes all Pokemon kinda tanky. And Lapras does have HP and special defense as its highest stats, and on top of that tankiness, its signature move, G-Max Resonance, not only...
Okay, so with the dragon thing, that just gave me an idea. They should make a third Urshifu form and make it like Dragon Fist or some shit like that. Like, that'd be kind of cool. Like, make it like a fighting dragon type. Like, yeah, it's not a dragon type, but like there's like dragon fighting style and stuff like that.
Inflicts high damage, but also sets up a free Aurora Veil on
why is a bear a water type? Explain that. Oh, because of its fighting style. Okay.
What's Aurora Veil? It's a move that normally can only be activated if it's currently hailing. But Gigantamax Lapras also just bypasses that extra setup time. It's just allowed to do it. And when the Veil is created, it lasts 5 turns, and during those 5 turns, it reduces all incoming damage from attacks and special attacks by half. And it's already a tank! However, that being said, Urshifu's signature moves bypass this Veil. The move's description is that they hit the target for full damage, even if it is protected by a protection move, which even includes Max Guard, hence the whole line. Lapras puts out its defense thinking that it's good, but it's not. It's a fool for doing that, you know? But this is also why Urshifu is kind of up there and knocking Lapras down a bit, because it sort of is specifically designed to get past Lapras' point. But despite that, Gigantamax Lapras is still a freaking chonker. When it comes to surviving battle royales, defense is the ultimate weapon, which I believe is why Gigantamax Lapras would win a Gigantamax battle royale most of the time. To be honest, it is close between Lapras and Urshifu R. Both are pretty up there, along with Charizard being just a beast that can melt anything. But why Urshifu R and not Urshifu S? That typically just comes down to type distribution and meta. Most agree that Urshifu R's fighting water type combo is vastly superior to Urshifu S's fighting dark. While it might have more weaknesses, it also has vastly more resistances, and also nothing it's ×4 weak to. And also, because of R's attacks hitting multiple times, it breaks through disguises and substitutes, and it's just better all around, really. And again, in a battle royale situation, being able to rapidly strike and block opponents all around you is far superior to occasionally being able to take out one opponent every now and again. Super high offensive abilities are also what led Charizard and Grimmsnarl onto this list, and the sheer tankiness of Snorlax and Dreadnought help them out too. And Hatterene is here as a combination of its stats and utility. Being able to confuse those around it and heal also is pretty beneficial, but not enough to take the top spot since she's a bit unhinged. Also,
Yeah.
Killed the dinosaurs. The Ice Age.
that's a quote from Dr. Freeze, but Dr. Freeze is wrong. The dinosaurs died way before the Ice Age even happened. And there you have it. That's the reason that Gigantamax Battle Royale was the way it was. Now go watch it again, because I love Pouty Rillaboom the most, and I'm sure there's loads of hidden little jokes in
He's my favorite Galar star, and yeah, he made me laugh the most, probably.
Go find them. There's loads. And also, if you're new, I implore you to check out our other videos all about overanalyzing Pokemon all over the channel. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing. And until next time, never stop using your noggin.
That's all, guys. Go subscribe to the Loxton channel. Go subscribe to, what's his name? Terminal Montage channel. Because these guys, they do an amazing job at these. But, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I got to get ready for work. But, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And hit that bell so you guys are always notified whenever my videos come out. Because I love doing reaction videos. I really do. That's why I made a completely new reaction channel. Like, I'm doing Pokemon reaction videos on this channel. And then, anything else reaction, try not to laugh and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Peace.
Damn, I found a bitch on the ground, huh? She wanna talk, but I don't wanna talk, cause I can't fall in love with a fan, huh? Never been one for the fake, now they y'all on my dick, cause they see I'm the man, huh? Somebody she told you it was me and Lil' Coke, we putting this bitch in the air, yo. Said they want some smoke, nigga, I tell her come with it. I'll take your bitch in your bag and I run with it. Feel like the hottest up under the sun with it. Say I ain't great.